Hi, I'm Project Grey Wolf, here to talk to you about my short film Dad and Me. Before you start watching this video, if you have not watched Dad and Me, pause the video, link is in the description, probably up here as well. Watch the film, come back, have it explained a little bit better. Though not too much in detail because again, it's a concept, not the full film. Thanks to the cast, crew, friends, and family for spreading the Dad and Me film that was on YouTube around. There were a lot of questions that people had pertaining to what exactly was Dad. There were people that didn't realize until the very climax of the concept that Dad was not an actual person. But if you pay attention to certain scenes in the movie, of course, you'll see that Dad is almost everywhere at all times. So the universe that I'm currently creating is called the Shadowverse, and it's just my own way of doing horror films with my own twist, my own entities, monsters, killers, slashers, whatever I may, choose to do. So Dad is something that I would call a Reaper. And Reapers are pretty much entities that were once people that lived, but they were horrible human beings, and once they've died, they're now trying to come back in any way they can. So if we were to see a child in a room talking to themselves, you wouldn't think anything sinister is going on at that moment. You're only going to think they're playing with their imaginary friend. If you see an elderly person talking to themselves at the park, you're just going to think that this person may have dementia or Alzheimer's and they're slowly losing their mind, so you don't pay it any attention. In this universe, there's actually something there that is feeding off of them and trying to possess those it can. So for the elderly people, it is feeding off their life force, causing them to go down faster and faster. But for children, it's trying to actually possess the child. That way it has a vessel to now be on Earth. That is the easiest way to explain what Dad is. Once we have time after COVID is cleared, we will be able to shoot the full-length film. So it goes more into the backstory of exactly who Dad was before he died and how are we going to handle the situation of Dad now. With COVID happening, the rest of the short films that we've had lined up have had to be pushed back because we now have to find a safe way for everyone to be able to come film and still leave the way they came in. We also don't want to be bringing anyone that's sick around a small group of people, and due to us filming mainly inside of homes with one film being shot outdoors, there's a greater chance for people to possibly get sick, and I just don't want to take that risk with my friends, family, and crew. Also, I will need to say, if you're in the Houston area and you're interested in acting in any kind of horror films that we have coming up, just email me, Daniel at projectgraywolf.com, and I can see what we have available and what I can shoot you in for. We have My First Time that will be shot once COVID clears, Help, and a few others. I want to give a big thank you to my wife, Sheporah Johnson, Mason Thomas, Atum, Jermaine Randone, and the lovely Ashten Majors. Without you guys, I don't see this. Ashten Freeman, she's married. Without you guys, this project couldn't have been possible. Thank you to all of my friends and family who helped push me in order to get me to finally shoot my first short horror film. And though it wasn't great, it was a good starting point. I'm going to always be hard on myself, so no one feel bad about that. In the future, we're going to work on shooting more films monthly because now I kind of have a rhythm of how things can be shot. And with all of this downtime, not being able to do anything, my creative juices have been flowing like crazy. So all I want to do now is film and get more projects out. My major influences have been George A. Romero for constantly putting minority people in leading roles in his films way before it was even popular to do so. Night of the Living Dead came out right around the time Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, and they were actually driving the film up when the news broke out. And if anyone has seen the ending of Night of the Living Dead, you know that ending during that time period could have had major backlash for him, but it was an important moment for us. Also, John Landis, who did The American Werewolf in London, one of my favorite werewolf films, just off the transformation alone. And of course, he worked with Michael Jackson on Thriller, which is still my favorite music video of all time. Nothing has topped that for me. My third influence has been Jordan Peele. I was talking to a friend earlier today, telling him that I had begun writing a script for Candyman, and days later, it was announced that Jordan Peele was actually remaking Candyman. I deleted my entire script, like there was no more for me to do. Like, Jordan Peele is going to kill this. So I'm very excited to see that when it comes out. The film's been pushed back, of course, due to COVID, so now we have to wait a little bit longer. But if you think of those three people and what I'm trying to do, you know that the movies that I will be putting out will be great, at least in my mind. I'm trying to think of what else that needs to be discussed. I was shooting this earlier and completely messed up on the focus, so this is my second time shooting this video, and I'm pretty sure it's a bit shorter than it was before. So yes, I have no idea how to end these things off. This is my first time sitting in front of a camera since my scope show interview for art back in the day. I have never been good at talking to a camera, and filming this by myself has been kind of awkward and weird. So, yeah, I don't know. We're just gonna sit here for a bit. This video is way shorter than the last one. This is crazy. Anyway, follow me at Project Grey Wolf on damn near everything. You guys can message me about any questions that you may have about filmmaking or Dad and Me in general, and I'll do my best to get back to you. I apologize if I sound monotone, but this is how I speak most times, so get used to it.